Now, don't shout. You see that thing you watch in Nigerian movies where women are pushing and they are shouting? That is not how to push. You place your both hands on your calf. Hello guys, good afternoon and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chisom Iduma. If you're seeing my face for the first time, first things first. I'm actually in that category of people who love to smell nice. Whether they are home or they are going to bed, I just love to smell good. Yeah guys, so yesterday my baby turned 1. Yes, for those of you who follow me on WhatsApp, I did Chronicles of Thanksgiving where I shared my labor and delivery story in words, and I thought, why not, I should bring my YouTube family up to date with this story. I'll also share tips, practical tips I have realized speeds up labor and natural tips to induce labor. Okay, let's throw it back to last year, July last year. By July last year, I was around 37 weeks pregnant. So I went for my usual antenatal classes, and then the doctor told me, okay, you're 37 weeks pregnant at this point, expect labor. And then he told me some of the labor signs to look out for, and I'm like, okay. I was excited, I was a bit apprehensive, but all in all, I was just happy that very soon I'll get to meet my baby. Okay, nothing happened. Now, a few days before I turned 38 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, I went to get my hair done. There is usually this thing that is done in Africa, or let me say Nigeria, which I saw my mom do. She always talks of making it CGA, like making the hair you give birth with. So I felt, okay, let me make it CGA. Now, before this time, I had noticed I hadn't gotten any Braxton Hicks even once. So that day I decided to walk. I walked at least 2-3 miles. By the time I got into the salon and I sat down, bro, I had serious Braxton Hicks. Like, I felt the contractions. Like, okay, this is how it's going to be. Then I clocked 38 weeks. My antenatal days used to be Mondays. So I went for my antenatal again by 38 weeks, and the doctor says, okay, everything is going well. Also expect labor this week. And I'm like, okay. I had been praying and I trusted God that I was going to give birth to my baby before I'm 40 weeks. Not because there's anything wrong with giving birth later than that time, but I didn't want a situation where I am now worried that, okay, is this baby going to come by 40 weeks or later? And then that fear of induction. I waited first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, nothing was happening. By the 6th day, I just felt something and I'm like, okay, what's happening? So I ran into the restroom to check if it was my show. When I went in, it was really my mucus plug. My husband immediately, and I told him, I don't know if he thought it was one of my pranks or if he felt or if he wanted to calm me down or something, but he just started laughing. I'm like, I wasn't feeling any pains, I wasn't feeling anything. Then after like 30 minutes, I was like, I have to go to the hospital. 1st of August 2020 was on a Saturday. When we got to the hospital, the doctor was like, okay, let me check you. I knew what he was talking about, but I was like, check me, check what? It was just 2 centimeters dilated. I went home, but before I went, I noticed I was having this funny pain behind my waist. And during antenatal, we're told that contractions usually feel like period cramps, and I get my period cramps like in front of my stomach here. So I didn't understand the pain I was having by my waist, but I asked a nurse, and she's like, that could actually be part of contractions. While we're even going at some point, I stopped and I bought buns and I ate. At that point, it was funny. My sister was there, even joking before this time that when labor starts, she will video everything. I didn't know what was coming. So we went back to the house. I used to wake up every 12 o'clock then to pray. No, to praise God for a smooth delivery, no complications, hitch-free and everything. So when I woke up by 12 a.m. to praise, I was like, oh Lord, you are being so good. I hadn't even gone 15 minutes through it. I woke my husband up. I was like, I don't know what's happening. So he's like, okay, you were telling me, because then whenever I go for antenatal and I come back, I'll tell my husband, okay, this is what we're taught, this is what we're taught. So he said, you told me that during contractions that stomach could be hard. So when this pain comes, why not touch your stomach? I'm like, okay, that's true. So when I felt it again, I touched my stomach, and bro, my stomach was hard. I was like, ah, my baby is coming. I can't remember if I had my bath or not, but by the time we dressed up and got into the car and headed to the hospital, it was about 3 a.m. This was early morning on Sunday, the 2nd of August. My doctor came at some point and checked my vitals. I was weighing 97 whooping kg. I checked my blood pressure, everything was good. By 12:02, the contractions just stopped. Like, I was now just, my mom called and was like, why you did my hand off? And I started walking the stairs, walking around the hospital. And as soon as I started doing that, the contractions started coming again. So I think by 4 or 5, they checked me again. I was 3 centimeters. I'm like, what in the 3 centimeter is going on? When am I going to get to 10 centimeters? Mind you, I came there by 5 a.m. at 5 a.m. and this is almost 5 p.m. and no baby, no nothing. The doctor checked me. I was like, okay, he's okay with everything he's saying, and we'll see by tomorrow. At this point, trust me, I was even happy again, because I was expecting like 2-3 hours and I should have given birth. And mind you, I read Supernatural Childbirth. I was reading it, and the woman was talking of the miracle that happened with her contractions, and I was like, okay, this is beautiful, but I don't want it. I want to experience labor pain. I want to know it. Now I can't say that same thing again. I slept for like 2-3 hours. If not, I just kept jerking up. By this time, my baby was so active. She was kicking. At some point, her heartbeat was even higher than normal. By morning, around 3 a.m, I just woke up, bro. I couldn't sleep again. The doctor came and checked me. I was like, okay, you're doing well. At this point, you're 5 centimeters. I'm like, 5? I don't understand. All this pain is just from 3 to 5. Is it that hard? This pain is intense. Like, literally, when this pain comes, my heart just skips. Okay, it has started again. And then you don't even realize how much time has passed. You just check the time and realize, okay, like, I've been in pain for 3 hours, and you don't even realize it. So when I checked the time again, it was around 12 p.m. in the afternoon of Monday. Do you understand? I came early Sunday morning. This is Monday noon. By this time, I was so high. I was groaning. I couldn't even shout. A nurse came in and was like, remember what we taught you, don't shout, just pant. This kind of pain is not the pain you through it. By the time I got to 9 centimeters, they were like, okay, you're ready to get into the delivery room. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. At that point, when you get to that point, 9 centimeters without epidural and the contractions, when they say, let's go to the delivery room, it's even you that is gingering them, because you're ready for this baby to come out. And at 9 c.m, while I was on the bed, I started to push. I was straining, I was pushing, because when the urge comes and I push, I'm relieved. The nurse came in and was like, stop doing that, your baby will have caput. I'm like, if the baby has caput, we'll use hot water and press it back. I was just doing it because that was the only way I could get relief. Then we got into the delivery room. I walked into the delivery room when we got there, but the delivery room was just a few meters away from the ward where I was. When I got there, I was placed on the delivery table. They attached the drip again to my hand, and I was asked to roll over to my side, to my left side, so that the baby gets enough blood supply. I was there, I was just thinking, so my mother passed through this thing and she gave birth to 5 children. After this baby, I am going to rest before I give birth to the next one. I was like, nurse, come and check again. The nurse came and checked, and I was like, doctor, she is ready. The doctor now came. I was like, okay, it's time to push. When you feel the contraction, you push. Now, don't shout. You see that thing you watch in Nigerian movies where women are pushing and they are shouting? That is not how to push. You place your both hands on your calf. You use all the strength you can muster and you push. You can groan, but don't shout. The first contraction came and I'm like, they just started laughing. They were like, Okay, you tried, but you need to try harder. So the second one came. I tried. Then the contraction faded away. Before the third, the doctor was like, okay, relax, relax. Before the third one, he brought out a scissors. I just guessed he was going to give episiotomy, but I didn't feel anything because when you're having a natural birth without epidural, I think that's like the highest level of pain you can feel. I think someone can even cut your hand. You won't feel it till after you give birth to your baby. So he came and then he gave me the episiotomy. Whoa, I didn't even know what was that. What I was like, this baby should come out. Let me have myself. When the third one came, the lady just looked and was like, okay, this baby's head shouldn't be where it is at this point for much longer. I'm like, you say God giving me the strength. Because let me add here that praise I used to wake up to do by 12 a.m. I read that place in the Bible that says, out of the mouth of babes and sucklings thou ordained praise. It was in the Old Testament, but when Jesus Christ quoted it in the New Testament, he said, out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou perfected strength. So I'm like, okay, Jesus Christ used praise and strength interchangeably. That means strength comes from praise. So I started praising God, and I told God that the essence of this praise is for supernatural strength when I'm having my baby. I am sure that God and his angels supply that strength to me. And I pushed the third time and my baby came out. It was 3:22 p.m. She weighed 3.1 kg and she came after I pushed 3 times. She came out, one of her hand was raised up and she was wailing, and you know, maternal instincts kicked in immediately. I was like, be gentle with my baby, handle her gently. And they're like, it's your first baby, you're already teaching us how to handle the baby. And then the nurse turned the baby towards me. I was like, what did you give birth to? And I checked, and she's a girl. And you know, I asked God for a baby girl, and I don't know, the kind of joy that filled my heart and everything. They took the baby out. When the baby was coming out, I just felt an intense pressure, like something really big is passing through that area, but no pain. And the moment my baby came out, the contractions ended. My stomach just physically fell. So funny enough, I didn't even know when I delivered my placenta. I think I remember him massaging my stomach, and a few seconds later my placenta came out, and he was like, your placenta has come out. I'm like, let me see. It's like, this woman, everything you want to see. Because when I got in, mind you, my water hadn't broken. He was the one who broke my water. As soon as he broke it, I was like, let me see. I was like, everything is okay. I think he thought I wanted to check if my baby had pooed in my womb, but I didn't have any of that worry. I just wanted to see what this water looks like, okay? And then when they finished stitching me and everything, I now stood up and went in and I held my baby. It was so beautiful. It was perfect. It was everything I dreamt it was going to be. It was a dream come true. And the funny thing is, while I was in labor, the nurses were like, you were so strong. After I had my baby, they were like, you were so strong. And I didn't understand what they were saying. It was just, I think, like a week or two afterwards when I sat down with everybody coming and saying, wow, you're so strong. You don't even look like someone who just gave birth. I remembered that from the very first day of my 3rd trimester, I started worshiping God for strength. And I'm like, oh God, you have already answered my prayers and I didn't even know. So if you're a pregnant woman watching this, convert your fear to worship, convert it to praise, and he always answers. God always comes through. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things. The tip to making labor faster is walking, exercise, dancing. If you're pregnant here and you're wondering how to induce labor really fast, then walk. Of course, discuss with your doctor. Your doctor should approve that. But walk, like take gentle walks. Once I was 8 months pregnant, I was taking a 30-minute walk every single day. If I have to go anywhere or do anything and it's a short distance, I walk. So if you're not really sure about any of these things, then dance. Just put music like baby mama dance, boogie with your baby bump, boogie with your baby bump, with your baby bump. Also try to eat fruits like as much as possible. I understand that there are no scientific studies to back up eating pineapples to induce labor, but I've heard people swear by it. I've heard people who say it works for them. I ate a lot of fruits, not just pineapple. I ate smoothies. Like, I made banana, pineapple, apple smoothies. Sometimes I did watermelon, banana, avocado smoothies. Like, I took smoothies like once every 3 days in my pregnancy. And when my baby came out, her skin was goals. Like, her skin was so smooth, she was so strong. She still is so strong. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things. If you did, kindly leave this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.